G'day, I'm Pete and you're watching Feral Fabrications. Today I'm going to get stuck into that front radiator mount. What I'm going to do first is make it out of, make the templates out of cardboard, then trace them onto steel. There'll be some folding. The cardboard for the template material, this biscuit box. Let's get stuck in. The plan is to attack this side first, and to do that I'm going to replicate this. That's original metal. So I'm going to replicate that, put it in over here. Let's get to it. So the original piece had a couple of holes that were swaged just to strengthen the panel. So to do that I'm going to be using the plasma cutter today. This just allows you to cut really nice circles with it, and all it is obviously takes 2 hands, but all it is a piece of 3mm steel, about 1 inch wide, 300 long, could be shorter. Nozzle of the plasma cutter just fits bang in there, and then you just wind the handle around, cuts a nice circle. That's what we're going to do to cut these 2 holes in this, get them bang on. So I'll give that a quick tidy up. You can see it's not perfectly parallel, and that's just because the plasma cutter's getting near the limit of its ability to cut. So this is 8mm plate, I think, so it's reasonably thick for it. So we'll give that a quick tidy up, then we can use it to finish up making these swage tiles. Cut my holes in for my swage pieces, but before I actually do that, because if I do that now it'll make it difficult to go in the bender, so I'm going to do my folds, then swage the holes. So we've got a couple of swage tiles. Make the panel nice and strong, plus get some air in the car. Alright, so we're looking pretty good there. Let's tack it in. I think it's important to know that when you're welding in sheet metal like this, you're never just gonna fold up a piece and weld it in bang on. You're gonna have to manipulate it a wee bit to get the gaps to close up and to get those edges to butt up perfectly. Once you've achieved that, if it's a little bit warped, you can flatten it back out with hammers and dollies, but if you don't get them lined up bang on, and you offset, you can't really fix that. So you're better off to take a bit of time, get them butt up nice and cleanly, and then you'll end up with a much nicer job. And this should come out pretty tidy by the end of it. So you can see I've just spent a little bit of time getting that to butt up nicely. This top lip's folded up a wee bit just so I can get access with the grinder and tidy it up. But then it'll get folded back down flush with a bit of weld through primer and stuff in there as well. Tidy all that up so you shouldn't see any of that repair by the end. So, but definitely worthwhile spending a bit of extra time just getting those lined up nicely. so you can see a repair piece all done. Pretty good. A couple of swaged holes in there for strength and weight and airflow and all that good stuff. So now I've just got to do a little bit of tidying up on the back. I've got penetration all the way through, but need to spend a little bit of time just tidying up this backside. So taking the grill out for access. I think we'll shorten these bonnet latches while we're here. We don't need that much thread sticking through. A race car after all, we want some lightweightness, so they can go. And all the way down here, you can see I've just got to get in there and tidy up that tab is the last piece I'm going to do. That bit there doesn't actually weld to the body, just goes down and matches up with that chassis rail there, and then I've got to just fold that up. It's the very last thing to do. So there we go, so a couple of plug welds up there and a bit of a tack. Close up that seam so you can't really see it. You can get too carried away with the grinding on this side, and I'll just show you a little further up. Just in there, so you can just see the weld. So I think we'll leave this side there for now, and we'll move on to the next side. It's currently looking like this. It's got a big hole. I think we need to close that up. What I'd like to do is I'll cut it far enough over so that my new piece can have the hole swaged in it, and then we'll weld it in and do a sort of a seamless repair on that. I've got all that done now. It did distort a little bit. I've gone over it with a sander. It sort of relieves a bit of that distortion, I think. Maybe it's the vibrations, I'm not sure. Or possibly it's just a matte finish and your eye doesn't catch it so much, but certainly looks better. I'm going to carry on now onto the bottom piece. Got to do a swaged hole. A little bit more complicated, but because of the folds in it and stuff, I don't think it'll distort like this top piece did. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out. It definitely looks a lot nicer than a big hole saw punch through there. So I'm going to mark the template out for the bottom now. Alright, I got my next two templates cut out. It's my little patch for there. Let me get that tidied up. Just need to fold the top of it over a bit and I weld it in. This one, coffee pots, what? Biscuits. Yeah, so this just goes down in here like that, weld onto existing steel. Just try to get a better angle. See that all just go in here like that. It comes down, lines that up, straight down the side there, then this bottom piece will just fold up and one less hole. Still a hole. I'll get that after I grind it down a bit. invisible. You can't see it. That'll do that, so I'll go and whip those tacks off and see if she still fits in the car. It's looking alright for its raw form, you know, by the time you sand over it and paint it, it should be looking pretty suave. So, now I'll have to try and weld that in there. If I achieve that, we'll be doing alright. Right, just before we end this episode off, I thought I'd just try out one of these little flappy wheels in the die grinder for some of that final finishing. So, bought this, 60 grit, good for 25,000 RPM, so should be okay in the die grinder. Right, let's give this a whirl and we'll see how we go. Well, there we have it. That was probably a couple of weeks' work. Made some good progress, just doing it in my spare time. Gonna leave it there because I want to order the new radiator before I make those final mounts. I want to get them bang on, and you know, I'm not interested in making it for that existing radiator and then not being able to find an identical replacement for it. It's just an aftermarket thing that's got no brand name on it, so I don't even know what it is. So we'll leave it there for now. Next episode we'll get that front cross member back in place, and I'm really looking forward to that. So it's going to be a roller again, and I'm pretty pleased about it. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you on the next one.